Hey, you guys. Good morning. Yes, it is an actual morning. It's like 6:21 on April 19th, and I think it's Thursday. Um anyway, so I've been working on these flower journals, and I decided to make I've been collecting, flowers and flower images and scrapbook papers and all kinds of stuff, um, to, I wanted to make a couple of journals that were like gardening or, flower related. And So I guess I decided that I'm done collecting, and ready to actually put my money where my mouth is. And so I just kind of got inspired by the papers that I picked up from Hobby Lobby a couple weeks ago when I drug my son Sammy to Hobby Lobby. And anyway, so I basically just wound up making a bunch of, you know, traveler's notebook size journals, like minis. And yeah, so I actually finished up. Well, I'm doing four sizes. Okay, so I've got the large um, size, and then I'm looking for my ruler. Oh, okay, this one will work. My God, this one's a mess. So let's see, what size is that again? So it's like 8 by like 4 3/4, something like that. Okay, and then so I'm pretty sure that's a large, what they call a large. And then I think this is what they call a personal. Sorry, I'm not like super into traveler's notebooks, but I figured that if I'm making these, I might as well try to make them in those sizes, um, rather than just some weird random size. So this is like 6 3/4 by 3.5, I believe. Well, these wound up being about 3 3/4. So, um, so I did 10 of each size. I actually have the A6 size, 10 of those in the works, and then 10 of the passport size too. So I've actually got 40 altogether. I decided to just kind of start at the top and work my way down. So I did finish up 10 of the large ones, and then 10 of the the 6.5 by 3 3/4 or whatever. And I wanted to, show those to you guys real quick before I list them on Etsy. So, and I was gonna try to do like 5 of each size and that kind of thing, but then last time I did that, I noticed that a lot of people were like waiting to see like what the other ones turned out like in that particular size before they before they ordered. So I didn't want to do that to you guys. So I just went ahead and finished everything in that size. And then I'll finish up the other two sizes in the next couple days. So they're almost done, but they're all, kind of ready to, I guess, stuff and kind of embellish. So let me just kind of flip through this one and kind of tell you basically what went into each one. So each one, like I said, piece of like cardstock, scrapbook paper, some kind of floral motif or something like that, on a piece of heavy watercolor paper. So, and those are stitched together. So it's like a double layer of pretty heavy paper. So they're pretty durable, and those are sewn on the machine. And then each one is a single signature with a pocket on the front. And this size, I wound up doing like a coffee dyed like paper bag on the back instead of a pocket. That's just kind of the way it worked out. Then this, well, I wanted to make these a little bit more on the like geared towards a writing journal. Okay, so somewhere between junk journal and writing journal, I guess, with an emphasis on flowers. And so, I didn't really use any, well, I didn't use much ephemera in these books. I did use some book pages from some flower books, things like that. Some playing cards, vintage playing cards, coloring books, some vintage postage. Any of the postage that I use are like either, well, mostly the flower stamps. And then, as far as colors go, I wasn't really, I'm not extremely, picky about colors being matchy-matchy. So in that sense, they are a little bit junky. And then most of the paper, most of the heavier papers are coffee dyed. Like the scrapbook paper and stuff is, I coffee dyed it. I did not coffee dye the coloring book pages, but I did dye the, like, the writing paper, or the, printer paper. I did like a fabric page on, a flip on in each one, in most of them. Some of them I didn't, but in most of them I did. I hope you can see this okay. I need to think about this stuff before I start recording, but yeah, sorry about that. I'll zoom in a little. Anyway, so there's just, lots of paper flowers and, different types of, flower imagery. These are pages from an organic gardening book. I took out all of the pages that had anything remotely to do with flowers and just kind of folded those up, stuck them in the pockets if I didn't use them, as pages in the book. A flower book that I coffee dyed a bunch of images from. I used a lot of pages from the Garden Flowers and Color books. I did like a fabric tab on, each one. I just used the same fabric on each one, or, throughout each journal. And, some little envelopes and tuck spots and things like that. I just really went, I went kind of crazy with color in these, and a lot more so than, I normally do. I'll go through another one real quick. And so each one's got, a fabric, just like a tie, wraps around 3 or 4 times each one. So here's another one. On the front of each one, I did some fabric and stitched on a flower image. And then I had done these little, like, tiles with, these are images from a flower book. And you know what, sorry, as usual, I've been working, so my hands are, yucky. But anyway, I made these little tiles with images from a flower book. These are like the little tiny representations of each large image that were in the book. And then, so these I just cut out and then glued them onto a piece of chipboard, and then they're coated with triple thick. Well, I painted around the edges and stuff and then coated with triple thick. So I attached one of those on the cover of most of these journals, and then just some buttons, and then one of my little, words and stuff like that. and you know, lots of different little like floral cotton fabrics. So and I use, you know, some of these little envelope you know, journaling cards that I had made, and little words and stuff throughout each one. Like I said, you know, kind of geared towards somebody who, you know, really is into writing, that wants to have, you know, space for writing. You know, obviously they could be used for all kinds of different things, but you know, that I tried to keep as the, you know, the main focus. So you know, lots of journaling cards and stuff like that in each one. Yeah, and I think that they turned out really pretty. I'm really happy with them. I'm really proud of them. You know, they definitely have taken a lot of work. So yeah, there's another one of those envelopes, and this one's attached. So I'll pull the rest of them over here and kind of let you guys see the rest of them. So there's two, and in the shop I'll have these probably identified by the word on the front. So yeah, so look for that on the listings on most of them. If not, it'll have some sort of description, probably related to the color or something. I'm kind of trying to get away from using that numbering thing. So yeah. So I really like this one. I like the colors in it, and I really like this tile. And the back is, you know, mostly for the most part, just the paper. I haven't photographed any of these yet, but there'll be 10 images of each journal in each listing, you know, in its own listing. Yeah, so I mean, I paid attention to coordinating colors and stuff, mainly on the covers. Inside the journals, not so much. But you know, and each one has about the same number of pages too. Yeah, which I haven't counted them, but I definitely will in listing, and you know, let you know how many pages are in each one. And you know, if you don't want this that long, you can always cut it shorter and do whatever you want, but I kind of like the look of that being a little bit longer. So yeah, I'm really happy with them. These were really, really fun to make, and a lot of work, but worth it, you know. Got to play with a lot of color and stuff, so that made me happy. There's a little bit of ephemera type of stuff in here, I guess. Tiny bit of like advertising and that kind of thing, but not much at all. Mostly just like in the stamps that I kind of hid throughout the books. So that's the sixth one. Wait, let me move these over here so I can set this down. Like I said, a little bit junky, a little bit not junky, you know, and I left all the threads and stuff on all of them, so if you don't like that, you can always trim them off, but I left them because I like them, so yeah. There's that one. This is the only one that has this type of tile on it, with the flowers and stuff. That's like my, you know, the tiles that I sell in my shop. So I think did I show you guys this one already? Oh no, this is the only one that has this kind of tie on it, this type of closure on it. I was looking for the wraparound, but I forgot that it didn't have that. So, and I don't remember why I wound up doing this on this one, but there was some particular reason. This might have been the first one that I did. But I love this paper with the iris and stuff. It's so pretty. It's been a job just, you know, keeping these organized and stuff, and all of the stuff that goes with each size in with the right, you know, covers, and it's been fun, but I'm really glad that these are finished. So, and I used some rickrack and tried to use up as many you know, scraps of these fabrics as I could too. This one's kind of like a navy blue and orange. With, of course, a pink bag in the back. Anyways, okay. So lots of rose images, like you probably noticed. And there's some butterflies and that kind of stuff. But, you know, butterflies and bees go along with flowers, right? So there's the large ones. And then let's take a look at one of the personal size. So these actually do have a pocket on the front and the back. And each one's going to have like a double pocket in the center. Generally, I put like a tuck spot on the front, and you know, some pocket pages and stuff like that. But again, you know, there's a lot of pages that are just kind of set up for writing or for journaling. Less than I actually intended there to be, but that's okay. And I did different types of tabs on these, on this size. Some of them I used lace, and some I used fabric and that kind of thing. And all of these have that kind of wraparound closure. And I either I attached either a butterfly or some buttons on the front cover of each one of these. And for the most part, each one has one of these little word tiles too. So yeah, I really, really like the way that these came out, and I'm really proud of them. So I used a few little like empty seed packets that I had. They're not vintage or anything, but they're actual flower seed packets. I didn't have a bunch of like pressed flowers or anything to use in these, but I do have some pressed flowers, but I didn't have enough to, like, you know, evenly disperse them throughout, you know, 20 or 40 journals. So I used a few of these little, you know, bags inside of some of them. Not all of them. I mean, each one is a little bit different, you know. I mean, they all have the same, like, general, like, arrangement of pages and stuff like that, and types of papers, but, you know, each one has its own, you know, personality. And I did, you know, like, coordinate the covers and stuff. I put a lot of thought into that. So there's a butterfly on this one. That one had a big button on it. So, and I'm just, you know, kind of rapidly going through these now, but I don't want this video to be an hour long. Simplify. I really like this one. I like the, I used some like, these are just paper flowers that I painted green and then kind of tore them apart because the petal of each leaf kind of look, or each flower, the petals of the flowers look like leaves to me. So I just kind of tore them apart and they look like leaves. So I like that. And some paper flowers and stuff in each one too. So very, you know, feminine and pretty, you know, and not extremely junky. A little bit though. I think they're just junky enough. You know what I mean? And interesting. I think each one is interesting. And there's a lot of space in each one. And this style of journal, you know, you can put a ton of stuff in these. And with this type of closure, you know, you'll never have a problem with containing it. I like this one too. I don't know. I guess I like all of them. I think I like this one because it says blossom on the front. Salpiglossus. That's the kind of flower that is. I guess I used a little bit of ephemera in these. I used some of these little tickets. And I filled each one of these bags with, you know, 3 or 4 little pieces each side of it. So there's the double pocket and another pocket. I used some corner tucks and stuff in these. Butterflies, you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, most of these have some kind of, you know, word on the front. Like this one does not. So I'm probably going to just call this like red rose with red and white buttons or something like that, you know. Yeah, this one has all different colors running through it, you know. But I'll post some of these on Instagram too, so, you know, just in case you are on Instagram. All right. So that is number 18. Not, it won't be listed as number 18, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I didn't, you know, try to coordinate the inside of each journal to the cover at all. I mean, that one, like dark blue and orange one, I guess I kind of did, but yeah. So you can kind of see what's going on in there. Not like a huge number of pages either, but you know, I didn't want these to be like gigantic and super fat, you know. I wanted them to be kind of manageable, and this size, for sure I want these to, you know, if you want to use them as inserts, then, you know, you could definitely do that. So if not, then, you know, this is a really good size to just kind of slip in your bag or, you know, your purse or whatever. So, all right. So we've got 10 of this size. I'm just going to kind of fan them all out here. And whoops. And this quilt, by the way, that's on my desk, is like a really old vintage quilt that I got a couple weeks ago at an antique shop. Um, and I think I might try to use it on some journals. But it's really soft and kind of worn, and it's really pretty. So I just wanted to use some color, you guys. And I felt like I wanted to do something to do with gardening and stuff too. And it is spring after all. And, you know, it's a time to, you know, look at the flowers and pay attention to the flowers and the trees blossoming and all that kind of stuff. So, um, you know, I just thought it was a good time to make these little guys. So, all right. Well, listen, I hope you enjoyed looking at those, and give me a thumbs up on the video if you don't mind. It would be awesome. Just takes a second. And then if you haven't already, you know, like the video and also subscribe to my channel. And then in the next couple of days, I should be finishing up the other 20 of these that are the, you know, next smaller sizes. But check them out in my Etsy shop. I do have a promotion going on right now. Free domestic shipping, standard domestic shipping with a $50 or greater purchase. And then if you spend $100 or more, you're going to get a 20% discount off your total purchase. So, so check it out. And, you know, you don't need coupon codes or anything for either of those offers. Those are just in the shop promotions. So, and I'll definitely have a link in the video description to my shop and that kind of thing. So, but anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. Hope you like them. Take care. Love you.